Sam is a financial advisor. She has completed her initial training and is embarking on her new career. She's thinking about her relationship building skills and sales behaviours. Part of her development plan is to build her business through networking, creating new prospects who may subsequently become clients. Okay, Sam, so we agreed to meet to talk about how you've been getting on recently with growing your network and building your business. You're FCA authorised now, you're qualified, you've been on the training programme. How have you been getting on with that process of growing that network and building your business?
Yeah, I think, Nick, on the whole, really good, in that I feel the networking events and evenings, etc., that I've been going to have worked really well, enjoying going to those and getting a lot from them.
All right.
I've also really enjoyed following up with those people and meeting them, and that sort of rehearsing the first meeting before I go in and meet with them is what's helping me become more successful in what I'm doing.
The rehearsal aspect to it, yeah. Sam is reflecting on her professional progress, and through good questions, she recognises how well she's already doing in developing her relationship building skills and effective sales behaviours. Now, these successes will become continue-tos for her action plan. What else has been going well for you?
Well, linked to the first meeting, I've definitely found that rather than just thinking about what I'm going to say and how I'm going to go about it, is really think about the individual. You know, who is it that I'm meeting? Really finding out as much as I can about them or what it is that they do, and going in really prepared for that individual or that family that I'm meeting.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? Yeah. Okay. Tell me some more. What else has been going well for you? Let's think about what happens after a meeting with a potential client or a new client.
Yeah, good point, actually, the follow-up.
Follow-up, there we are.
Yeah, so I've found that I've been quite disciplined with the follow-up, actually. So after networking events or after meetings, making sure that I agree a time frame and go back to them within that, and that seems to work really well.
Okay, wow. So many things you're already doing really well. I think we identified 4 things there. Do you want to run through those again very quickly? What were they?
So networking events.
Yeah.
The rehearsal for first meetings and preparing for those and preparing for who it is that I'm going to meet.
Who you're going to meet. Yeah.
And then the following up, just, being disciplined with that.
Okay, well, that's fabulous, isn't it? Okay, so in the spirit of continue and begin, should we make a note of those as continue to behaviours for you? Should we do that now? Mm-hmm. So with the celebration phase completed, we make a note of these successes, and it can be formal or informal, and we can help the coachee feel good about those things they are already doing well in their professional role. Okay, Sam, hey, we've got a great list of continue tos there. You must be really pleased with that.
Yeah, I am.
Good, okay, and we can celebrate those things, all right? With the coachee now feeling empowered and resourceful, we can move on to the change part of Continue and Begin Fast Coaching. And what we're going to do is help the coachee identify some begin tos that they'd like to explore. Now, let's think about, in relation to growing your network and building your business, where are the areas where you think you might like to begin to do some things just a little bit differently and maybe even better? How you could add some elegance to your professionalism? What do you think you might like to do a little bit differently?
Yeah, I was thinking about this before we got together today, and one of the areas I think I really need to concentrate on more is what I say when I first meet somebody.
Right.
So that elevator pitch, if you like, where it's really clear what I do and what I can offer without sounding like I'm trying to sell something or sounding uninteresting.
Uninteresting, okay. Well, that'd be a great thing to do, wouldn't it, for you to be able to have that readily at hand.
Yeah.
All right, well, that sounds like a fabulous ambition. We can keep hold of that thought. Okay, so what else would you like to begin to do just a little bit differently, do you think?
Let's think about goals.
Yeah. I think with goals, how I could prepare differently, but not just prepare differently, but conduct myself in a meeting is listen first and ask some really good open questions rather than go in and talk about, what I can do and what we offer. And I feel that I do that, and I feel the difference when I just focus on the client's goals and where it is they want to go.
The client's goals, yeah. Okay, is that something that you'd like to begin to do from now on?
I would, because when I look around and see others that are really good at what they do, they talk about the goals-based financial planning, that they really use that sort of approach, and it works really well for them. And I think for the way that I am and the way that I like to work with clients, I should be focusing more on that sort of style.
Okay, that's a fine ambition, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
We have begin tos identified. That's helpful. So now I'm going to ask the coachee how they're going to implement these. Do they need help, or can they do this on their own?
Let's think about those two begin tos then. The first one was?
Creating a succinct elevator pitch,
Okay,
I think.
all right. So what sort of help or guidance would be useful for you? Or is that something that you can do on your own?
I think some help would be good, actually, just to get other people's view on how it sounds, what sort of things I could include. So I think I'd reach out. In fact, I'm seeing John next week.
Okay.
I think I'll talk it through with him, maybe bring it back to you, see what you think.
Great idea. Okay, all right. And the second begin to we identified was around?
Goals. And goals-based financial planning.
Okay, and is that something you can do on your own, or would you like some support to be able to implement that ambition?
I think the implementation piece for me is going to come back to the preparation that we know I'm already doing well, and make sure I'm preparing going in, thinking about it's a goals-based financial planning approach. It's, focus on that with the client. So bring it into my preparation, I think.
Into your preparation.
In Continue and Begin, we reinforce the ambitions the coachee has identified. So we're going to summarise the begin tos and make sure they are specific.
Okay, we've got some fabulous begin tos there. We've got some great continue tos I hope you're feeling good about. And we've identified what has to happen for you to be able to make those begin tos happen. You've got your preparation in place, and you've got a strategy for implementing those change plans.
So with the change plan worked out, it's now time for the final part of Continue and Begin Fast Coaching. Commit. We start by exploring the feeling benefit and the inner motivation stimulated by achieving these new ambitions. We can ask the coachee how they're going to feel when they have these new begin tos up and running.
Let's think forward a little while, and those begin tos that we've identified here today are things that you are naturally doing, and you're doing them really well with elegance and professionalism. How are you going to feel when you're doing that?
Oh, yeah. Well, I think I'll be proud because I'll be progressing and growing and just feeling good about where things are going.
Proud, progressing, growing, and feeling good. And you'd like those feelings, would you?
I would.
Okay.
And now, with feeling leverage established, we can check the true commitment of the coachee to implementing their action plan begin tos.
All right, Sam. Hey, we've got a great action plan. Now, I've got to ask you this. The action plan is just a set of words. The measure of success is when those words are turned into behaviour, and that those behaviours are sustained. Is that something that you're going to commit to?
Absolutely. And I can see the value in taking action immediately in terms of how I change. Just make those small changes to what it is that I do.
Wow, how about that? Hey, what do you think? Should we get together again next month and see how you're getting on with those begin tos and making sure that you're continuing with the continue tos? Do you fancy doing that?
Yeah, I think that'd be a good idea. Thank you.
Let's get something in the diary.
Thanks, Nick.